We chose to do this project because this is the home that we are growing and loving our family in, and we want to make it as sustainable as possible.
Heat. We had 3 heaters, 2 wall heaters and a floor heater or floor furnace, and it wasn't enough. The amount of space we have in the house, we have no heater upstairs, so we would have to wait for the heat to go upstairs. That took hours, and a lot of energy, a lot of gas.
And even with that, they were still cold. So like we were burning through gas and energy, and like our bedrooms were freezing. So then we had to start using space heaters, which like never fully felt safe to me and don't fully work. And then our bills were super high. We started this project because our PG&E bill was like $700 a month.
Wow.
And I was like, well, we're gonna lose our house. Like we can't. Like our first winter in this house, I was like, we can't sustain that. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't even warm. So we didn't realize there was no insulation in our house, mm-hmm. like at all. And so like they mm-hmm. came in and like did an audit of all the things, and they were able to tell us,
yeah,
you know, some of the things that we didn't even think about
yeah.
related to the house that really make a big difference, and we would not mm-hmm. have even included.
Mm-hmm.
And we wouldn't have seen, I don't think, as drastic
mm-hmm.
of a shift. We switched everything except for our stove over to electric, and so our washer and dryer are like beautiful.
Yeah,
and also the dryer is electric, and you can see by the piles of clothes that are on top of it how efficient it is. So this room and each of our bedrooms has a heater in it. And everything else has been disconnected, and so that's part of getting rid of the gas in the house. And mm-hmm. it's warm, and it's even cold. Like right before you guys came, my husband was like, we should turn on the air because it's so hot. And we were like, yes, we can do that. So the more that we learn how to use the system, and the better that we get with it, the more that we're seeing a decrease. And so we've seen like a steady decrease of about $100 a month. Our house is quieter. For our neighbors' benefit, they don't hear us screaming and yelling and having fun and doing all the things constantly, right? Because we have not single pane windows anymore. And you don't feel the air coming through the house. It holds heat, but it also stays cool. So I was actually just saying that like, today is a really hot day, and I have been inside for most of the day working, and I actually couldn't tell that it was this hot until I stepped outside, because it's been super comfortable, and it just kind of gives, like our house just feels more mellow, like you don't hear all the sounds from outside. We live fairly close to a really busy street, and so it just kind of adds to the environment we're trying to create for ourselves and also, more importantly, for our kids. Really the only way that this was possible for us to do all of this work was that we needed appropriate financing, and we needed like good rates, and we needed it to be easy to access it, and all of those things were true. And so like the financing is the thing, right? Like that's what we wouldn't have been able to do it. We hadn't been able to stockpile all of the loads of cash that are needed to do this level of work on our house, and it just was necessary. We knew that before, but now, like I don't know how we didn't do this before, like, or what we would have done had we not figured it out. I would highly recommend BlocPower and Revalue. I think for a lot of reasons, one of which being that the process of getting started and getting the work done has been relatively easy compared to like trying to work with other folks. And then there's been a real strong sense of like care and concern for like how things are going for our household, which feels really important. So the other piece is that they were really able to come in and like help us figure out like what the game plan would be so that we could feel the effects, right? Like, so we could have just done the heaters and that would have done some stuff, but then the house was still leaking air. And so we wouldn't have fully experienced relief. Just all of these different pieces that really together have created what we were hoping to have. And I don't know that other folks would have made sure that we got to the end that we wanted, right? Like made sure to check all the things and ask us all the questions and try to work to make sure that we have the pieces that would really make a difference for our family.